Hello everyone and welcome back to Gotham City Chronicles. Today, for the first time I think in the series, we're on the bank map, the fourth of the four maps that come with the base game. And we are doing the scenario from the core scenario booklet called A Golden Opportunity. Deathstroke is either robbing a bank or has just pretended to rob a bank in order to set up a trap for the heroes to come and try and stop him. And maybe he's trying to take out a contract on them, or on their heads, who knows. But it's not a super complicated mission, so that's a good thing. The objectives for both sides kind of converge, so there's not too much stuff that will be unclear about what needs to be done. Essentially it boils down to both sides, hero and villain, wanting to get to the four computer icons on the map, four of which you should be able to see all of them. One here, one right outside the vault, and then one in the IT room to the top left over right here as well. So you can see the enemy layout. They've actually got some cops on their side, so I guess those are crooked cops that Deathstroke's paid off. Deathstroke himself is right outside the vault here, and we'll take a look at the villain board in a second since I've moved it so it's easier to see and use. But let's go take a look at the two heroes who I've selected to try out the golden opportunity. So the first person we're using is Red Hood. He's allowed to take two back gadgets, so he's taking some tear gas and a armband computer. By default for this mission he has hacking equipment and his revolver, which is a rerollable red. He's all about the shooting. There's no dice, already started. No cubes in the fatigue zone at the start of this. They have all their cubes usable. And he has an automatic yellow defense die. Did forget to mention before though that the game will end at hero turn 6 unless the heroes manage to hack 3 of the 4 computers, in which case it just ends right there. And Nightwing's going to be our other hero, hopefully not letting the side down like he did last time, also starting with 10 cubes, all usable from the start as denoted by the mission. His back gadgets is a strengthened armour, which takes up 2 of his 3 slots, but it gives him 1 extra automatic defense against physical attacks, since that was kind of what hampered him last time, and batarangs just so he can initiate ranged attacks. Simple as that. And he has to have his 2 batons like he did last time. And here's how the villain board is to be set up. They have all their energy here. They transfer 5 when they get their turn. Deathstroke is on the board twice, and other than that he's got the crooked cop or guards of the vault. Normal thugs, the warning symbol, which for this mission is simple, just a bunch of reinforcement points. The prisoners, the brutes, and the brutes with shotguns right at the end there. So a full river, simple as that. It is hero's turn 1, again ending on hero turn 6, and they just want to get to the computers and hack them, but so do the enemies, so that means the enemies are going to swarm the consoles to make it harder to do anything, because their skill check for it much easier than the heroes. Well, let's jump in. So I'm going to start by moving Red Hood. He has 2 free movement, and I'm going to use that with his parkour level 1 to hop up onto this police car here so that he can start taking out some of the guards. Forgot to mention that there's also a pre-destroyed wall right here, so you can go from through here to through here. Other than that, there's only the front door. On Nightwing's side of the map there's no extra wall. I guess you could have brought explosive gel with him to make one. That might have been a good idea actually. Oh well. Anyway, he is going to shoot his gun at the brute here. And he's going to do just 1 die, which gives him a red die. The elevation bonus gives him a yellow, and then in the revolver gives him a rerollable red. Have to do those separately because you have to say which is the rerollable, so I'll do the rerollable one after. It's not a great start. This is the rerollable one just as well. So 2 is not enough, so he's going to spend for 2 rerolls, of which he can spend a total of 5. I'm going to reroll these 2. Much better. Okay, so those go away to his automatic defense. That is 2 damage coming in, and the brute will try and defend. Makes a 2 and nothing, so he is gone. Then Red Hood is going to shoot again at the brute with a shotgun. I'm going to try and guarantee that it's going to throw in 2, so along with the elevation bonus, on top of this he'll have a rerollable red, which we'll just use that for because it was a blank. Good enough, so that's 3 damage after you take away his automatic defense. He would need 2 dice to defend. Not gonna. So he is going to also expire. Now is that all we want to do with him this turn? Oh, also, still going to use the new rulebook and make it a little bit easier for the heroes because we used it last time and still lost. So +1 energy cubes restored whether they're resting or active, and if they are resting, they still get to do the free move if able, because if they're swarmed by bad guys, they still can't. I think, well, we don't need to decide everything for him for now. Let's leave him there and go over to Nightwing. Alright, Nightwing is going to use his free movement to walk into here, and then he's going to punch this guy, because all he needs to do is beat their defense, and then his batons do true damage which can't be blocked. So, he's got all rerollables, 1 orange, and then 2 yellows for his sticks. Oh, good grief. That's not a great roll, but thanks to the reroll, do they have 1 defense? Yeah, so 2 damage, doesn't matter if it's blocked or not, because then he does 2 true damage, taking him out with the electricity effect. Now, he can't get in the building from where he is. We've managed to successfully clear the outside of the building. I think I'll pay 1 to move 1 from square to square, right here. We'll stare into the front of the bank. Come over here a little bit again, and he's going to chuck some batarangs. Let's spend 2. So that's 2 orange plus a yellow rerollable against him here. Actually, do we want to go for 3? No, I'll take the chance. The yellow dice is rerollable. Good enough, so that is 2 damage, but he will try and defend against it for sure. So, he's 2. And he's fine. He took a batarang to the head and lived. Alright, let's see. Do I want to do anything else? They both got, what, 6 energy left? No, Red Hood's got 5, Nightwing's got 6. Red Hood will spend 2 to move 2. Again, he's got parkour level 1, so he'll go 1, 2. I don't remember if a broken wall counts as orange in terms of like shooting through to the next area. I think it does, but I might be misremembering. Oh, actually, you know what? He's reached his cap for throwing, so he can't. That's unfortunate. In that case, he is done for the turn then. Nightwing, he can spend a lot on movement. But if he charges right in there, he's going to get jumped by everybody because the baton-wielding crooked guards can activate for 1, and they definitely will come after him. Let's, from where they are, 2 of them I think can still reach him. I'm going to do another ranged attack. He's got enough room to do the exact same thing again. 2 orange, 1 yellow, rerollable for using batarangs. That's better. Much better. So take away his 2 automatic defense on the brute, that's 3. We need to use 2 extra defense. You know what? He's gonna. The villain is going to, because that's probably the last thing they're going to do. So, needs to block 3 on 2 orange. Nope. That brute is gone. That's going to do it for my first hero turn though. So with that, we're going to switch over to the villains. So the 4 cubes spent on defense, come back over here for spending. Worth noting that to activate the computers or hack them as the heroes is a complex thought action. Deathstroke can do it, the thugs can do it, and so can the guards. And on that note, it is the guards who are activating for 1. They can move 2, 1 health, 1 armor, but they get a yellow, an orange and a white for trying to do the complex thought. They need to get a 3 and the heroes need to get a 4 on a computer. So let's go back to the board and see if they can get to any of them. So this view seems good enough. Let's move these cops, or guards. So this guard is moving in here and he's going to interact with that computer. So that is a white and an orange, needing a 3. Yep, definitely a 3. Could use a reroll on the white, which is a 50-50 chance. Yeah, we'll do one of our turn rerolls. And got it. So what happens is that goes away. Look out a miniature in a second, but you have to replace it with a miniature. And I think the villains win if there's 4 miniatures at one time, or maybe just at the end of the game if there's more than 3 left. But either way, that'll get replaced with a computer in a second. In the meantime, let's move the others. He's going to go 1, 2, try the same thing. You got it. So that's also disappearing and will be replaced with a computer miniature in a second. And then there's only 3 guards. The other one's next to Deathstroke. He will go into the vault, 1, 2, and try the same again. No, and that's not good enough to reroll, so he's failed. But the villains can activate 1 more tile if they choose to. So the villain is going to activate someone else, and it's going to be Deathstroke, one of his 2 cards on the board. for 1, but let's quickly take a look at what Deathstroke can do. He's got 5 health, he's got 3 physical armor, he can move 3, he's got 2 options for physical attacks, he has a pretty good ranged attack, and what's relevant for this mission is he rolls the same dice for a complex thought. He's got martial arts, parkour level 1, and counterattack level 2. So pretty dangerous. So rather than go after one of the PCs, Slade is going to go after Dick 1-2. He's coming out here to play with Nightwing. I don't think doing 4 single white dice attacks is worth it. He's going to do 1 with 2 orange rerollables against Nightwing. Let's see how it goes. Again, rerollable. Nope. So that is just 2 damage, but his martial arts, it's weird the enemy having martial arts, his martial arts brings that up to 3. Dick will spend 1 on defense. He gets an automatic yellow. The defense isn't orange, we'll just use this because it's blank. And he has that strengthened armor for what essentially negates Slade's martial arts. So all in all, he still took 1 damage, unfortunately. So that's his first little wound. And that is the villain's turn, so now we're going into Hero turn 2. So as we begin Hero turn 2, all these come into here. Both of them are going to stay active, I think. So this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. So normally they would only get 2 back, but again we're using that roll, so they're going to get 3. And this is from the remade rulebook. Again, if you missed it last time, some suggested options to make the game a little bit easier on the heroes. So they both got what, 2, 4, 6 energy on Red Hood, 2, 4, 6 on Nightwing. Let's see how this goes. Alright, this is where most of the action is probably going to take place. Let's start with Red Hood because that's less complicated. I did forget to mention, but the mission also has a med kit, which you can see on the left there, guarded by one of the prisoners. On the other side of the vault area of the bank is a C4. So if you wanted to blow a hole in the wall, you could certainly use that. To go through one of those holes, if I remember correctly, it costs 1 extra because it's dangerous or difficult terrain. But again, he has parkour, so I think that's fine. Either way, I only want to move him 1 anyway, so isn't going to matter. He's on the same square as a shotgun guy. Oh, I forgot to mention, but Red Hood also counterattacks if he gets hit at range as well. He has whatever the ranged retaliation is called. For now, though, he's okay at punching. He rolls orange dice. They're not re-rollable, though. I think he's going to shoot point blank at the shotgun brute in front of him. So again, that's going to be, oh, it's just going to be 2 red this time, no elevation bonus. I'll roll the unrerollable one first. Perfect, this is the rerollable one. Just as well. I'll pay for a reroll. So 2 of that goes away to his armor. It is defendable. He will try and defend on an orange die. He only blocked 1, not good enough. He is gone. Is that the last shotgun brute? How many of them were on the board? I feel like one of them is, I'm just not seeing one of them. Was there only 2? Oh, there was only 2. So they are flipped on the river. What a shame. Then, who's likely to activate next? The thugs, probably. No, I've got a plan for Red Hood. I actually see something that's doable. He's going to pay for 1 movement. I'm going to have to come around this side of the camera, sorry, to go here. And then he's going to chuck a grenade, 1, 2, 3, onto that computer. The tear gas he has. So I'm going to have to remind myself how that works. I know it's a complex manipulation, I think, and the difficulty you require, I think, is the number of squares you're throwing. So in this case it would be 3, but I'm going to double check. So that does seem to be the case, yeah, and if we can get this in focus here. Here is the tear gas, so it does 1 level of dangerous terrain on the tile you throw it on, and 1 use only, so whether successful or not, it is gone. And he's only got 3 energy cubes left. I'm going to use them all because it's only yellow dice. He's not great at manipulations, and the hacking skill makes no difference. So we're looking for 3, and we got 4. So he chucks his grenade, doot 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 doot, and it lands right here, and immediately does 1 yellow die of true damage to both these enemies, and will take a couple of turns to dissipate. So prisoner, he's dead. Other one, he's fine. So unfortunately, the one that didn't need to be taken out got taken out because he can't even work the computers. So that'll dissipate on my turns. It doesn't dissipate on villain turns. But Red Hood's done for the turn. He's totally tapped and he's going to have to rest next turn, which kind of sucks, but what can you do? We're back to Nightwing, who is stuck with Deathstroke. Is his menace only 1 or size 1? Yeah. So he can move for free once, which he's going to do, because it would be normally 1, but it's 1-2 because Deathstroke is there, which makes him go right there. Then he's going to pay 2 to move 2, and he's going to move out of sight, so I'm going to have to move the camera mid-recording, but he's going after that computer. He is coming over here, and he is going for that. Oops, sorry. He is going for that computer right there. He's going to start by punching this guard out, though. So let's just go for the 1. So orange rerollable with 2 yellow rerollables. Good start. Yeah, you're not defending that. They only have 1 automatic defense, so he is down. And then he is going to try and hack, I think. He's going to get is that 5? Villains need 3, heroes need 4 on a complex though. He has no bonus to this. He'll try it. He'll go all in with all the rest of his energy, so he is rolling 3, no, not yellow, he is rolling orange. 3 orange, sadly no rerolls, looking for 4. And he got 2, so that would be a big fat no to that. But at least he's in position to do it in the future. So with that, we're on to villains turn 2. So the villains get 5 energy, but there's only 4, so that is all of it. And then they're going to activate the thugs for 1. So right at the top of the river, super cheap. They can also activate computers if they get to them, but they might just go smack some fools. So these thugs can move 3. So I'm going to move this one, 1, 2, 3. Into this square to make it much harder for Nightwing, and then he's going to attack Nightwing because that's already a miniature, as in it's not the computer symbol, so he doesn't need to do anything with it. They roll 2 rerollable yellows. They're rerollable. That's 1. Nightwing will take that on his automatic. Oh, actually he automatically blocks it because of the armor he bought, so he is fine. The other one next door is also going to come into this square and say hello, you're not allowed to touch that computer, and attack Nightwing as well. Rerollable. So that's 2 damage, comes down to 1 because of his automatic defense. He'll roll just his automatic yellow and actually does take 1 damage. That's what you get for not defending. Although he had no cubes to spend on defense anyway. There's 1 thug left, but he doesn't want to get tear gassed, is the thing. So he's going to go here and stop, because if he moves into the next square he'll take 1 yellow die of true damage and probably end up dying. So we're back at the villain board, and actually the normal brutes are also on their flipped side because all of them have been taken out as well. So simple play, doing the warning, which is a reinforcement points of 3, and going to bring back 1 of the brutes, so that will flip that back to the healthy side, but that takes up 2 of the reinforcement points, and then there's only 1 left, so a shotgun brute can't come back. So bring back a... Ooh, who would bring back? One of the guards? They're okay. Oh, actually, they do 1 true damage as well if they beat defense. Yeah, we'll bring back the 1 guard as the other one, so they're going to reappear at some reinforcement points. And did we get rid of the shotgun brutes? I think so. Those 2 cubes, they're going away forever, so that the brute card disappears from the river forever, and that's the villain's turn, other than those being on the board. One of them is going to be right next to Nightwing. In fact, Red Hood. In fact, both of them might be. We'll see. So both those reinforcements did pop out at the staircase right where Red Hood is. They came up from the lower floor of the bank and are now in his way. This turn, both heroes are resting, so they're not going to do much. They do both get back 6 of their energy though, which is hopefully going to help. 6 and 6. Now, they are allowed, again because of the extra rule we're using from the new rulebook, to do a free move. Now, unfortunately, because there's 2 thugs on each of their squares, that's a problem. Red Hood, his free movement comes down to 0, so he can't. Nightwing has elusive 1, so he can, but he's on the square he wants to be on, so he's also not going to move. So as anticlimactic as that is for the halfway point, that's the hero's 3rd turn, so we're right back over to the villains for their turn 3. So what is the villain going to do? Oh, and the tear gas has dissipated but is not fully gone yet, is worth pointing out. So there's only 1 prisoner left on the map. Is there much for him to do? Probably not. Energy cubes for the villain haven't been an issue, so let's spend 2 on the one brute that's come back. And he is probably just gonna smack Red Hood, so let's see. So to the top of your screen, that's the staircase there that the reinforcements popped out of. And sure enough, yep, the brute is just gonna swing. He gets 2 white dice, 1 yellow, and none of it is re-rollable. Well, there you go. Sometimes it isn't just the heroes that roll poorly. Now he is allowed to move if he wanted to. He could move onto the computer, but from where he is, that orange line means that Red Hood could just shoot him. So really there's no need. I guess he could flee, but that's no use. He might as well move into the computer room, I guess, to defend it. So we don't need to go back to the villain board. The decision has already been made for what's going next. 2 more cubes are being spent, and Deathstroke is activating again. And again he moves 3, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3. Actually, what's the size limit for this square? 8 is tiny. Well, there you go. So he is once again just hounding. Oop, sorry. There we go. Once again hounding Nightwing in a tiny office cubicle that apparently holds 8 people. And he's once again going to take a swing at him with his swords, re-rollable. So that's actually 4, but it comes back down to 3 because of Nightwing's strengthened armor. He is going to block. He's going to spend 2 on blocks, so he gets 2 orange plus 1 automatic yellow. He needs to block those 3, and he did. Cost him precious energy, and now Slade is going to make it even harder to hack that computer, so that's pretty much a lost cause for that one, I think. But we are over to Heroes turn 4. Both heroes are of course going active, so they are getting 3 back to play with, which is what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and just slightly less for Nightwing because he's been wounded a little bit. So we really need to get some stuff done as Red Hood up there this turn. We're going to start with meleeing the guard on our square. He's got martial arts 1, but that's the only skill he's got. He's going to spend 2 on 2 orange dice and hope for the best. They've only got 1 automatic defense, so that is, with his martial arts, 2 damage coming through. The villain is going to try and block it, and only blocked 1 of it, so not good enough. Then he is going to, if we just remove those, he's going to shoot the brute that ran into the computer room. Is 1 enough? Nah, we're gonna go 2. We're gonna go 2 on him just to try and guarantee the kill. So these are 2 normal red dice first of all. That looks good already, plus a re-rollable 1 for a revolve. Yeah, okay. That's a splat. So once again, the brutes have been demobilized and flipped over, or neutralized, sorry. Demobilized is when you pull them off the board, or off the river. So he hasn't used his free movement yet, and he's gonna move into here, and then he's gonna try and hack this computer, which is a complex thought of 4, and he has 1 automatic success because of his hacking equipment, and because of the armband computer I've given him, he has 1 automatic success from that. So he just needs to get 2, but he's rolling yellow dice, so I'm spending 3 and hoping for the best. We need 3 on 3 yellow dice. There's 2. We'll buy a reroll. Good enough. So this comes off entirely. If it was a miniature, you would do the same with the miniature. It goes on the hero board. If at any time the heroes have 3 miniatures or icons on their boards, the game immediately ends in their favour. But that's only 1, and there's a lot more to do. His turn is basically done. He's only got 1 cube left. You know, he's going to spend the 1 cube he has left to move 1 more square. There's a specific reason for that. I want him with options of where to go, and out there he does. If he's in a little cubicle stuck, that's not as good. So this is obviously a problem for Nightwing. He's not super great at complex thought actions with orange dice only, no rerolls, no hacking tools or anything. Plus it's 3 more difficult because of the enemies on him, so he's going to run away. He's got 2 free movement, but leaving that square would cost a total of 4. So he needs to spend at least 2, because it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Comes back down by 2. Yeah, so he needs to spend 2 just to get to here. He can put 3 more into movement if he wanted. He will put 2 more. He can hop that wall, I think. Do I have the map handy? No, I don't. to double check if that's just a... Oh jeez, I just need to check that you can hop over the desk nice and easily. Let's see. Oh, that's actually classed as a level 1 wall. Did I make Deathstroke pass over that? I probably did, and I don't think he has parkour. But apparently it is a level 1 wall. That is a very tall, very, very tall desk. So, well, Nightwing's got parkour level 2, so he's actually fine. I'm going to make him move 2 more. 1, 2, to go here. And let's see, if I'm going to have to rest next turn. But if I do, then the turn after that, which would be the final turn, there is actually a play to be made, I think. Yeah, he's going to chuck some batarangs. He's going to chuck at the guard who's just outside the vault. This one here. He'll chuck 2. So that's 2 orange, 2 re-rollable yellows. Sorry, 1 re-rollable yellow, sorry. For his batarangs. Very good. They've got 1 automatic armor, so that would be 2. I'm going to spend for a reroll on that yellow die. Okay. So that's 3 damage coming in, which means the villain would have to pay 2 to even have a chance of blocking that. They're resting next turn, so he's gonna. So on 2 orange dice he needs to block 3. No. Almost. Almost. But no. And that's him done. So, villain, turn 4. Oh, worth pointing out, the tear gas has now fully dissipated as well, so it's gone. And then 5, so that's 4. There's 5 right there. So there's only 1 prisoner on the map. There's only 1 guard on the map. I think Deathstroke's going to chase down Nightwing again. Is that the best bet? Yeah, he is. Because Deathstroke is tough. So let's activate Deathstroke and see what he does. So Deathstroke actually does have level 1 parkour as well, so he can go 1, 2, 3, ignoring the wall because of his parkour. He will not let it go. He just really, really wants to stab Dick. So, 2 re-rollable oranges for Deathstroke's attack against him. Re-rollable. So, 1 damage all said and done, because again, his armor counters the martial arts that Slade has, so we'll just roll automatic defense. Of course he doesn't. So that's 1 more damage to Dick. That's him up to 3 damage. But that's Slade done for the turn. He is blocking the way to the vault, I suppose. Not great options left for the villain because, you know, there's not many goons left on the table, and the reinforcement one is a bit too expensive still. There's only 1 prisoner on the board, but still only paying 1 to activate it because the heroes are resting next turn, for sure, because they have no power to spend, really, or not enough to do what they want to do, it looks like. So the 1 prisoner is going to activate and see where he moves. So, he moves 3, 1, 2, and he's going to take that nightstick he's stolen from a cop and take it to Red Hood's head with a white and a yellow die. Sneak attack doesn't come into effect because there's no other enemies there. Wow, he actually almost maxed out. 3 damage. Red Hood has 1 yellow defense die, no extras. So he blocked 1, he took 2. Okay, so that's his first damage. It hurt, and now it's over to hero turn 5. The penultimate turn for the heroes already. So in order to do a big last turn, they're both going to rest. So they're both getting back 6. And we're hoping that they don't take too much damage in the villain turn. That's going to just happen now. And that lets them do a big play. Because on their last turn, if they hack 2 of the computers, they win. Because the villain only wins if there's 2 or more miniatures on the table. Unhacked computers don't count. But either way, villain's turn 5. So, the villains don't get a turn 6 even if they win. So this is the last chance they get to play with anything. And the thugs are already in a good place just to make hacking annoying. Well, one of them isn't. He could move, I suppose. The guard already is on one of the computers that they're most likely going for. So, would reinforcements help? It would help in slowing down Red Hood getting off of the square he's on, if nothing else. Is there anything else that could be done? Yeah, I think what we'll do, we'll just do it all in one and then show you where they end up. So the thugs are activating for 2, and then another 2 on reinforcements. The thugs aren't going to attack because there's only 1 of them on the board, but we'll see where they end up. So the one thug is moving on to this square to make that computer harder to hack. And as far as the reinforcements go, most of the goons you take on this mission actually cost 2 to come back, and you only get 3 reinforcement points. He's bringing back the 2 prisoners because more bodies makes it harder to leave a square. So they're going to come up from down the stairs there to make it even more annoying for Red Hood to do anything. And that's it. The villain's game is over now. It's just a case of whether or not the heroes can get those 2 more hacks, because we're going into the hero's final turn, turn 6. So for the final turn, both heroes are obviously going active, but Nightwing doesn't have enough energy. There'll be 1 more in there, and then 2 and 1 into there, but that is all they have to play with, and they need to hack 2 of the things to win. So we're going to start with Nightwing. He's going to use his free parkour, well, free movement plus his parkour to avoid Slade and go into there. And then he's going to max out his complex thought. So you can go 4 orange with no free rerolls, but you can buy them, obviously. So 4 orange dice, needing 4. And he only got 2, so he's going to have to spend on 2 rerolls. And then he's going to spend his last die on another paid for reroll. And he did it. Just. So he takes that, puts it on his board. I was hoping that it would be much easier for him to do that, so he would have some cubes left to help Red Hood, because Red Hood needs to get to that computer and hack it. Can he even do that? So let's count up the total movement he needs before subtracting any of his free movement. So 3 to get away from there, plus the 1, that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Comes back down to 5 because of his 2 free movement, which he does not have enough for. He would have to kill one of the thugs because he can only put 4 into movement maximum. Let me just plan this out. So he had 4 maximum there, and he wants, let's say, to guarantee this, like 3 for the hack. He could do 2 for the hack, and then 2 to kill one of the thugs on his square to give him enough room to move. Yeah, that's how his turn has to play out, unfortunately. So, 2 red plus a rerollable red. Already good enough, but let's just see. Yep. So that then gives him enough leeway that, again, spending on his movement plus his free movement plus his... Oh, he doesn't have elusive, but it doesn't matter because I didn't take that into account. He can go here, flip over Slade, and land right here. Then it all comes down to a single die, or dice roll rather, as it often does. He has a hacking skill of 2 in total, which means he only needs 2 successes, but actually I think it's back up to 4 because they're going to stop him. So it would need to be maxed out, which I don't think is going to happen. Nope, nowhere close. So unfortunately, at the last possible second, the heroes have once again lost. So yet another failure for the heroes. I was just looking at the board today there to see if anything could have been done different to improve Red Hood's chances. He could have dropped, if he hadn't used the tear gas earlier, he could have dropped the tear gas on himself and instantly killed all 3 of the thugs. That might have given him a few more dice to roll for the hack. Because if I remember rightly from previous, a long time ago video, you can just drop a grenade at your feet and it doesn't affect you. And even if it does, he can take the hit. So I think that might have been the smarter play if he hadn't used the tear gas earlier. Although obviously if he hadn't used it earlier, there would have been more of the guards and whatnot. I don't know, it's one of those things that when you roll orange dice in this game, the orange die is a 50-50 chance of at least a single success. In fact, isn't it higher than that? No, it's higher than that. There's only 2 blanks on 6 sides. It's the yellow dice that's a 50-50 chance for a single success. The orange dice never feel like they only have 2 blanks on them. I don't know how to explain it, it's just they never kind of crop up how you think they would. But that's just, I guess, dice luck, even though it seems very consistently bad in this game. Once again, even with the bonuses from the new rulebook to make it easier on the heroes, it's still proved too much. A little bit of rethinking about using that tear gas, which isn't even a set mission thing, that was just a thing I thought might be handy. But yeah, if Red Hood still had that, I think, let's just do a what if roll on the end there. So if he'd tear gassed all of them, they would have died. He would have needed to roll 1 die just to make it happen, but he's dropping it at his feet, which would mean he wouldn't need to use 2, so that would mean he would have 3, and then if they were all dead, he would only need to use 1, 2, 3. He would only need to use 1 on movement. So yeah, he could max out his thought, which would mean it would be 5 yellow dice, no rerolls, with 2 successes automatically, but they're wiped out by the thugs that are there. So plus 1 extra because I've only got 4 of these. Still wouldn't have done it. Isn't that fun? And no rerolls, no cubes left for rerolls. Alright, that is going to do it. I sincerely hope you enjoyed. If you would like to see more, please do let me know in the comments. And if not, see you somewhere in the future for something else, or maybe more of this if that's what you want to see. Thank you for watching though. Ta-ta for now.